Hello, my name is Trista Tismal of author-bestseller.com, and I am here today with Kim Castle of brandyou.com. Hello, Kim.
Hi.
Tell us a little bit more about your company.
Well, for 20 years we've been working alongside Fortune 500 companies and entrepreneurs to help them grow from an idea to the Inc. 500 list. And our focus is really, how do you take an idea and a big vision for what you bring to the world, and how do you really anchor it to who you are and connect it to what you're bringing to the world, and then wrap it in an experience that people want to buy. That's what we do.
Beautiful. So, why would branding be important to authors? Why is it important for authors to brand themselves?
That's a very fascinating question, because as a creator, you're creating works of art. You're creating through your books, and you look at somebody like depending if you're going a Harry Potter route, or if you're going a Deepak Chopra or Wayne Dyer approach, it's very different. So, you look at the works of Deepak Chopra or Wayne Dyer and you go, wow, they have a brand. But they didn't necessarily set out with a perception of, I'm branding myself like this. They branded themselves through their work and what they're bringing to the world, book by book by book. And you look at something like a Harry Potter, which said, all right, I'm going to create an arc of a character, a rich character. So I think from an author standpoint, because you're a creator, you won't necessarily brand yourself, but branding still comes into play in terms of what you're creating. For example, we worked with an author who was a ghostwriter, who worked a lot on the Chicken Soup books. So it was like a ghost writer. And she came to us, she said, I don't want to be invisible anymore. And we worked her through branding a series of books, and got picked up, I think it was St. Martin's Press, a 4-arc book. And it was kind of a cross between Joan Wilder meets Celestine Prophecy, like Romancing the Stone meets Celestine Prophecy. And we showed her how even in your books, if you brand what it is that you're creating, which means get to the core of what it is you're writing, before you even write, the writing comes so much faster. It's like building the structure. And then by knowing how you're going to communicate it, then it comes through you. So yeah, brand comes into perspective in the work you're creating, not necessarily you yourself. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, and I think that's a very good, important thing for authors to consider, because a lot of them get stuck, the writer's block, because it's not flowing, and if that can help them, then authors should really brand themselves.
Absolutely. We actually, another example is we did a film. And they came to us even after they shot the film. Film making is similar to writing a creative work of art. And they came to us because they really wanted key art. They really wanted packaging. And we said, well, we won't just do that. We want to brand the film. We don't know what that means, but we'll do it. We went through the process that we go through, and they realized that they now knew what film they were creating. They wanted to go back and re-edit the film, reshoot the film, because before we went through the process, they didn't know what film they were making. They only had an idea. So again, from a creative standpoint, brand development, the way that we approach brand development, is really the act of creation in a very clarifying, laser precise way.
So that's what jumped out of me, is really being clear and clarifying and having that just crystal clear path towards the writing. Awesome. So, what if you had one advice to all the authors out there, what would that be?
As a fellow creator who lives in the world of the unknown until you become the vessel of making it known, very often it feels so good to walk around in the unknown, and it also feels kind of vulnerable and like, how do I know I'm going to get the next insight? For myself, I found when I've created the structure, a real solid structure, and again I go back to the brand in terms of what I'm really creating, without knowing what wallpaper is on the wall or what pictures are going to hang, when I know the structure, it allows me to be so much more creative. So I invite you as an author to think about that. It's one thing to kind of exist in the creative ethers, but you were put on this planet to bring it into manifest form. I'd start with creating the structure so that you can be so much more brilliant and creative.
Beautiful. Wow. I hope you listen to that. So Kim, where can they find more of you?
Absolutely. You can find out more. Google me, Kim Castle. That's like a queen lives in. Or find us at Brand U. That's BRAND, the letter U.com.
Thank you so much. It's very valuable. Thank you.
My joy.